From the creators of Relevant Magazine, this is the Relevant Podcast.
Spirit guide, backseat driver, colliding, collapse, the crash, the kill. Spirit guide, backseat driver, about time that you took the wheel.
It's Wednesday, May 16th, 2018, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and here with me in our Orlando studios, Andre Henry.
Yo.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
By popular demand.
Yes.
Twitter loved
Mostly me.
Twitter loved the Kanye takes last week. And so
Yeah, they did. Twitter
doubling
loved
down.
you, buddy.
Over there on the ones and twos, our illustrious producer, my brother, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
On the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
And all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, author, speaker, and podcaster, Annie F. Downs.
Good morning, gents.
We have a great show in store for you. If you're new to the format, we have in the last few weeks split to 2 shows a week. And this Wednesday episode features our In Case You Missed It segment, which is our weekly look at what's happening in culture and entertainment. We also have a guest, and then we will do your feedback on this episode. On Friday's show, we mix it up. We do slices, have another guest, and do our Listener of the Week. So far, so good. This is, I think, week 3 of the new experiment, and it seems to be working. So,
Yeah.
The internet seems to like it. I like how people tell us that they're enjoying it.
yeah, well, we appreciate the feedback, everyone. If you don't like the new format, keep it to yourself. But
No.
we like no, they can. We don't need to hear it. We don't need their negativity. Hey, coming up on the show today, we have a fun guest. Steffany Gretzinger from Bethel Music joins us. She has a new album out, but she's doing the segment, the 5 songs that changed her life. I love that segment.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That new album of hers, oh my gosh. I cannot quit it. It is so good. I literally listen to it at some point. I hit it at some point every day.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's not good.
Well, that's coming up later. But first, our weekly look back at culture and entertainment. It's time for
In case you missed it.
Hey, in case you missed it this week, director Ryan Coogler, I call him the Coog,
You always do.
said he would be down for an all-female Black Panther spinoff.
Woo!
That's interesting. He was asked at the Cannes Film Festival about how important the women of Wakanda were to the story. And he said, I think you could argue that they are more important than the men. There's a whole section of the film where T'Challa is out of the movie and you're just following the women.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite parts of
that's
the
kinda
movie
fun.
when I watched it. And I didn't really expect that. We have these actresses who could easily carry their own movie. So when asked about an all-female spinoff, he said it would be amazing, adding they did it in the comic book version. So Letitia Wright, who along with being a breakout star of Black Panther is a vocal Christian, by the way, she tweeted to Coogler saying, "Ready, big bro." So
Oh, love
I
it.
would totally watch it. Honestly, like as good as Chadwick, Boseman is, and Michael B. Jordan. Like, I feel like the women in that movie had way more personality, had bigger laughs, were more engaging. Like when they were on screen, like, yeah, I just feel, I totally agree. Like everyone would watch that movie.
For sure.
One, to go back to Wakanda, but 2, I feel like they were all stronger characters than the 2 main male protagonists. Protagonists and antagonists.
I mean, you could do a whole movie about the postman in Wakanda, and I'm going to watch it because I want to go back there.
No, but I will say I think Letitia Wright is going to be like a big breakout star, not just in the MCU.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Remind me
just
which
in
one
general.
she is. Sorry. Is she the sister or is she the main
she's
soldier?
sister. Yeah, her sister Shuri. Shuri, I think was her name in the film. She was also in a really interesting but very dark episode of Black Mirror, the final episode of the final season of the last season. She starred in that episode of Black Mirror. But yeah, like Cameron said, the other thing, I think we posted something about it months ago when she was doing the Black Panther tour. You know, she almost quit acting. And it wasn't until she became a Christian and she said that, you know, her faith gave her value outside of her career, that she felt like she could re-engage it. And then she started getting all these big roles. And now she could be a big player in the MCU.
That's cool. I missed that somehow, but that's a cool story.
This is an aside, but do we think, because I've been seeing commercials for it lately, do we think Ocean's 8 is going to be good? Because the commercials, I got to be honest, I love all those actresses, but it just doesn't have the zip that like Ocean's 11 had. Like
neither did
like
the last Oceans though.
The style and the
Right, to be fair.
swagger and the it just doesn't have that. Again, trailers can be misleading.
It's true, yeah.
But it's just I don't know. Like I'm scared that it won't be that good.
I at least think that it will be funny.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because of the
that's true.
cast.
Yeah. Especially, I think Mindy Kaling is probably going to bring the laughs.
I'm such
Man, I
not
like
a
her.
Sandra Bullock fan. And she's like a pivotal, at least in the commercial.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
She's
her
really
deal, right?
And I'm going,
Yeah, she's
I
the-
don't want to see Miss Congeniality for 2 hours.
Do you have this thing where it's like once you see someone in a role, like they're always that
unsee
role?
it.
They're
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Daniel Radcliffe is always
And
Harry
Miss
Potter to me.
Congeniality is
Right.
the one you pick for Sandra Bullock. That's the one that you can't get her out of.
Usually it's the first role you see them
was
in.
like that or the net. I mean, but to me, like it's the same.
What about like Hope Floats? She was so great in Hope Floats.
I never saw Hope Flows.
All I think is
Cameron.
Speed, and she was awesome in Speed.
She was
Therefore,
awesome
she's
in
awesome
Speed.
in everything.
Okay. I mean, if you like that kind of stuff, she's like the Keanu Reeves of. It's like to me, like
That is
Keanu
a
Reeves
high
is this,
praise, man.
That is
is
the
high
highest
praise.
of compliments.
like
Dude.
I can't if I saw Keanu Reeves in a commercial right now, I'd be like, I don't want to see that movie. And I feel
I don't
like the
wanna see
same way
that
about
movie.
Sandra Bullock. I'm sure they're fine. It's just not my. I don't know. There's something about them.
I've
so
been reading.
interesting.
I've been like hearing different like think pieces lately about how Keanu Reeves is the last real like old school action star. Like there's The Rock and Vin Diesel, but like Keanu Reeves' career dates so much further back than them. And he was in one of the biggest action franchises of all time, The Matrix, but also the John Wick franchise has made insane money because those movies aren't made for much, but they make hundreds of millions of dollars. And he's totally like all of his choices have not followed a trend, but they've set trends in the action movie world.
I don't know if I can buy that until Keanu Reeves is in one of the Expendables movies.
Oh right.
Yeah, that's true.
Jesse, you just happened to overlook his other thing that he is most known for, which is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
And
But again, he
doing a
kind of
sequel to that.
kind of set a genre trend too. That movie was groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Then The Matrix
It was great.
groundbreaking. That's so interesting. Maybe he's a better actor than I remember.
Well,
Yeah.
even
I'm pro
Speed.
Keanu.
Even Speed, like at the time, there wasn't like a lot. Like since like Die Hard, there wasn't like another big action movie that like blew up like that. And Speed was
no pun
massive when it
intended.
came.
Blow up
Exactly.
like that.
Yeah, Speed was massive when it came out.
Oh yeah. I'll never forget the bus jumping that interstate that wasn't finished under construction.
Oh,
And
man.
the bus had
Yeah.
to jump the gap, and where they couldn't go over 55 miles an hour.
I just feel like history will look back on Keanu. This is such a random rabbit trail that we're going on, but and a weird hill for me to like plant a flag in. But I will say this.
Looking
But I'm
forward
gonna
to
do
this
it.
First time,
think
Jess.
piece about
I feel
this.
like when people look back, like when we look back at like Hollywood, stars, I feel like people will look back at that Keanu Reeves was vastly underrated in his time for what he accomplished, and I stand by that. Like I still think he's doing interesting movies. I'm not saying he's the greatest actor. He's a variation of himself every time. But
That's
look
the
at his
thing.
film
Okay.
catalog.
So but great actors, right? Like I should be seeing you as the role. I should be not aware of you, the
Like a Meryl
actual
Streep.
person. Right. Like you forget you're watching Meryl Streep because she becomes
Yes.
the thing.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Yes.
always aware I'm watching Sandra Bullock. I'm always aware I'm watching Keanu Reeves. You know what I mean? And they're just like acting for him.
Oh, I see.
That's
you know?
totally
I see,
valid,
yeah.
but I feel like he's not the only. Like there's a whole branch of actors that is always like that. You could say the same thing about George Clooney. Like
Yeah, he's just kinda
always,
walking around
he's
being
always
himself.
a variation of George Clooney. Like you're not going to see George
It's
Clooney
just so much cooler than what Keanu is varying.
but I'm saying again, but you're not going to see like George Clooney disappear into the role of Winston Churchill or something.
For
Like, it's
sure,
always
for
so-
sure.
but
I
don't hold
totally
that
agree with what
against
you're
them.
saying.
I
Yes,
don't
I
hold that
totally agree.
against them. I'm just saying. I think that there are character actors who can disappear into their characters. Then there are actors who always play a variation of themselves. I think to be fair, Sandra Bullock falls into that latter category, but I don't think that discounts their ability. I just think it's a different
Right.
thing.
I did recently watch again the that one she was in with Ryan Reynolds about Alaska and like she was the boss and they had to fake the marriage and all that.
Yes, I don't remember the name of that
Yeah.
story, but the movie. But I remember they talking about.
That was actually a pretty good.
It
movie.
was a good movie.
Yeah.
Cameron, you may have forgotten about this. I was just looking at, I was going to try to underscore my case with Keanu Reeves' IMDb page, and I just remembered while looking at it that he was once on the cover of Relevant magazine.
Yes, he was.
For the film Constantine back
That's
in the
right.
day.
Was he?
Oh, right.
History
Yeah, I mean,
will remember us very
early on.
well for that. Yeah.
Early
Sandra
on.
Bullock will be
like
next.
that's like 04 level.
yeah,
Back in the day.
exactly.
That's amazing that you got a cover thing with Keanu Reeves in 04. Well done, Relevant.
Well, Constantine had some Christian themes, so the studio was looking for some Christian press, and
Yeah.
we covered the secular stuff, so it worked out. Hey, in case you missed it, this week Woody Harrelson told Jimmy Kimmel that he actually wanted to go into the ministry when he was young, but then he abandoned those plans after suffering a crisis of faith. He was a guest on the Late Night Show when he brought up his college experience and explained that he received a Presbyterian scholarship to attend a Christian college and planned on going into the ministry.
Wow.
But while he was there, he became friends with Vice President Mike Pence, explaining,
No way.
I remember,
You're lying.
No. I remember I actually quite liked him. I thought he was a pretty good guy. He was very religious, very committed. However, he said that after studying the Bible in college, he abandoned his plans. Here's a clip.
It was good for me at the time that I started to shift off. I'd studied theology and I started rethinking, the way I thought. I started to see how man-made the Bible was.
Interesting.
The Nicene Council, the early church, and all that. And then I started saying, well, I could put this whole thing on hold for a while. And just like I don't know, does God exist? Is it Christianity? I said, let's just put this whole idea on hold so that I can have a 20s and 30s of extreme hedonism.
So right now,
That's the risk of putting this on hold. Like if you're listening and you're like, I got questions about faith, I'm just going to put it on hold for a while. There's a risk there. But to be fair, it kind of worked out okay for Woody Harrelson, other than the eternal salvation thing.
Yeah.
He's
Other than eternal separation
I
from
wouldn't
God,
have
but whatever.
yeah.
I wouldn't have thought him and Mike Pence were the same age.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
To be in
Yeah.
college together. That seems. I picture Mike Pence as significantly older than Woody Harrelson.
I'm asking
Mike
them
Pence
that.
is at least 900.
Mike Pence is 58 years old. 58.
And what's Woody Harrelson? Can you double down on that Googling?
Yeah, we're doing it right now. Woody Harrelson.
I don't know. He looks like an elf.
56.
Not Harrelson.
56. Yeah, they were in school together at the same time.
56. So they were just a couple of grades apart. Fascinating.
I cannot picture them hanging out. Like right now, Woody Harrelson, like his main recreational activity is like hanging out with Willie Nelson and playing poker in like old saloons and things. Like, like the
Serious?
exact opposite trajectory of Mike Pence. But also the fact that, up for all of his young life, he wanted to go into ministry. I think it's pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
Because Woody Harrelson would have made an awesome pastor.
Yeah,
like,
that
he
would've been
was the
awesome.
coolest pastor ever.
It is interesting when people know each other like that. When Mike Pence and we've never known that before, that 20, 30 years ago, Mike Pence and Woody Harrelson were pals.
Wow.
It's fascinating.
I mean, it's almost like, last week on our show, Andre Henry saying, "Oh yeah, I went to school with Donald Glover."
serious.
Yeah.
Samesies.
Do you know any famous people, Annie? Like that?
No, I didn't grow up with anyone. There's no one in my history that I grew up with that is now famous.
But you live in Nashville, so you have friends now that maybe could become more than just Nashville famous.
Yeah. I mean, I'm friends with people in country music and friends with CCM.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're like already known. They're not like a college guy.
True.
Like no one that you dated is now in a Netflix series or something like that.
Not that I know of. Do you know something I don't know, Andre?
Well, give us a list of all your ex-boyfriends, and we'll go. and we'll
let's just go
check
through
it
all
out.
the exes and see which one ends up on Netflix.
What about the love of your life? That guy. What was his name?
Wow.
The one that got away? I forget.
Harry Connick Jr. It's called Hope Floats. It's actually my story. It's actually a documentary.
It's
A documentary.
a very underrated actor. You may have heard him, Keanu Reeves. It's, we had a whirlwind romance.
Yeah.
But once he got the Matrix role, it all went to his head.
That's
But,
right. That's right. I lost him after that. I took the wrong pill.
In case you missed it this week, I mean, I don't know how you could have possibly missed it, but since we're chronicling the things that happen as they go, if we didn't mention this, we would be remiss. This week, NBC saved Brooklyn Nine-Nine from cancellation.
Oh, thank you, baby
so
Jesus.
glad.
It's so funny. I like so Fox announced, it's upfront season right now. They're announcing all this stuff for next year, and Fox announced the cancellations, and they just unceremoniously on Saturday canceled Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
First off, how rude to do that on Saturday when
Right.
we're not paying attention.
After 5 seasons, they
When
try
we're
to
not
sneak
paying
it in
attention,
there.
that's exactly right.
That's exactly right. So
like breaking up on a text.
But why though? It's
well, I mean, obviously ratings. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been 5 seasons, and they just, I guess, they want the slot for something else, so they
Yeah.
canceled
Yeah.
it. What's interesting, I'm not even reading the copy right now. It's an NBC show. NBC Studios does it and sold it to Fox. This happens all the time. So a lot of these famous shows, like it'll be a Fox Studios owned show, and they might sell it to Netflix, or whatever. This was an NBC owned property because of Andy Samberg's relationship with Lorne Michaels and everything. It's
Right.
an NBC production.
Yeah.
And they sold it to Fox instead of airing it. It was bizarre.
That is so weird.
So after the backlash of the cancellation, I mean, I don't know, maybe it says something about who I follow on Twitter, but my Twitter feed was nothing about Brooklyn. I mean, nothing except Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Really? Yeah.
Just rage
Really?
on
This
Saturday.
weekend?
Oh, yeah. So there's this huge backlash on the internet. And NBC Entertainment chairman Robert Greenblatt said to Variety that the series, which was co-created by Michael Schur, the mastermind behind NBC hits like Parks and Rec and The Good Place, was sold to Fox years ago. He said it was a decision that the network thinks was a mistake. He said, ever since we sold the show to Fox, I've regretted letting it get away, and it's high time it came back to its rightful home. We're thrilled that one of the smartest, funniest, and best cast comedies in a long time will take its place in our comedy lineup.
Yeah.
The 13-episode 6th season will kick off in the fall on NBC.
It is such a good show. I'm so glad that it is staying on the air.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
agree. Andy Samberg's so funny to me.
Yeah, and the other thing is, like, I was surprised at first because it's a Michael Schur show, and he's done, Cousin Moe's on The Office and created all those other great NBC shows. So, well, the other thing too, I think the 13
wait. Cousin Moe's is the showrunner of this show?
Cousin Moe's was played by Michael Schur. Michael Schur was a writer on The Office. He created Parks and Rec. He created The Good Place, and he created Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But he also was
Moe's?
Cousin Moe's
I had
from The
no
Office.
idea.
Is Michael Schur, and
Is that
Michael
an Office
Schur is the
character?
mastermind of all of those
It's Dwight
shows.
Schrute's cousin Moe's. He lives on
Yeah.
the beet farm, and he makes random cameos and is the weirdest dude. Like,
Yeah.
he's the mastermind behind these great shows. That's
Yes.
crazy.
That's pretty amazing that one dude had all 3 of those shows existing in his head. That's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, because
for him.
the good Place is nothing like Parks and Rec and Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
Like,
But it's brilliant and so funny.
Yeah.
now, The Good Place. So The Good Place, when it came out on NBC a couple years ago, I watched the first couple episodes, and honestly, I didn't connect with it. It felt like one of those too sanitized, cheesy NBC sitcoms. Like it didn't have the heart and I don't know. I just thought it just didn't click with me stylistically.
Yeah.
But I have heard, and I gave up on it, admittedly, but I have heard that it became one of the more brilliant and profound shows.
It's brilliant,
and the
yes.
evolution that the show took was significant. And maybe the way it started was deliberate, and then it needed to set that to become something else or something.
That's what I've heard about it. Did it have the series finale the other day, or is it still
No,
on the
season.
season?
No, it's
Season.
still, yeah.
Yeah.
It is really good. Do you watch it, Jesse?
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch it religiously, no pun intended, but more of like,
Well done, sir.
because even more than it's like entertainment value, it's especially after the first season, because they had this big plot twist that if you haven't seen it, I won't give away.
Right.
But since then, it like the idea behind the show has kind of shifted, where it's more into exploring different like philosophies about religion, life and death, like morality. Like one episode, you'd be like, oh, this is like a reference to like Kierkegaard or something. Like they're really interested in making it an exploration of philosophical ideas in the context of these people trying to make sense of the afterlife.
You should totally jump back in, Cameron, because it does feel like a show that if you can enjoy the first part, you are rewarded for sticking around.
Yeah.
Like it is like you can tell that the show writers have had this pace or this trajectory in their mind the whole time. I've actually went back and watched season 1, knowing what you know after the more seasons you watch, because it's always on Delta airplanes, so I can always watch it when I'm flying. And I think it's brilliant.
How interesting. And Ted Danson. I mean, like,
Ted Danson.
Think about Ted Danson's career here. I mean, not only did he have Cheers, I mean, he then did Becker forever. And then he did CSI forever. And then he did Curb Your Enthusiasm.
He disappears into his character.
And then The Good Place. You know, like, I mean, the guy, I mean, who would have thought that the bartender from Cheers would still be chugging along and prominent franchises 30 years later?
Well, I mean, that's how Woody Harrelson got started, was on Cheers, you know?
That's right.
Wow.
He was the main protagonist on Cheers.
He was the bumpkin. He like moved there from Indiana, you know, and he just moved to the big city.
You want to hear an interesting fact about his character is Timothy Treadwell, the protagonist of the Werner Herzog documentary Grizzly Man. He said that what threw his life on the trajectory of that he embraced like wildlife and started living amongst the grizzly bears, was not getting the role of Woody Harrelson's role on Cheers, which he auditioned for.
Oh my god!
The guy from Grizzly Man auditioned for the role that Woody Harrelson eventually got in Cheers, and that's why he became the Grizzly Man.
And then died.
Oh, that's fascinating.
He was mauled by grizzly bears. I mean, I'm not making light of it, but I think we all know. How it ended up for him. I think we all know how it ended up for Woody
in case you
Harrelson.
missed it, Grizzly Man dies.
Spoiler alert. At the end of Grizzly Man, he is mauled by the grizzly bears. But that's just
insane.
That's a piece of pop culture trivia I've been waiting for the right moment to throw out there for a long time. And the opportunity is finally here.
Interestingly, also Grizzly Man, Annie's high school sweetheart.
Yeah, thank you. That's the one I didn't want to bring up, but now you've done it.
Yeah. Hey, in case you missed it, lastly, Selena Gomez this week wore a dress to the Met Gala inspired by Queen Esther. The theme of this year's gala was to celebrate Catholicism's influences on fashion. I think they called it Heavenly Bodies or something like that.
Yes.
Something like that.
It was so beautiful.
The young pop star took the opportunity to pay tribute to one of her favorite Bible characters. She explained to Vogue that she chose the outfit, quote, since she is such an empowering female figure in the Bible, and that she admired her strength. Before stepping off the red carpet, Gomez was asked if she had anything to confess, to which she responded, well, see, Bieber and I once. No, she said, I'm pretty sure my relationship is in check with Jesus, but I'm grateful. That's all I could say. I hope people know that what we're doing tonight is much bigger than what we wear. I pray that this entire generation will come to a point where we have our voices heard.
Wow.
That's a seemingly disconnected answer to the question. Do you have anything to confess?
I like how she pivot there.
Yeah.
She's like, no, me and Jesus are good, but let me tell you.
But I do love her dress.
You thought it was beautiful, the Met Gala stuff?
Oh my gosh. The Met Gala is one of my very favorite days of the year because all the dresses are so, I mean, Blake Lively, is that her name? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Her dresses every year she's unbelievable. And so, yes, I saw Selena Gomez's. I thought it was amazing. I love when people dress that fancy on theme. Did y'all know that Blake Lively couldn't get there in a car? They had to bring her in a party bus because her dress would not fit in a normal vehicle.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I mean, it's unbelievable.
That's why I take party buses everywhere as well.
yeah. So that the train of your outfit can fit. Yeah.
Outfit's too big. Hey, if we're going out, we're going out. You know what I'm saying?
It was just her on a party bus?
Yes, it was just, well, I think there were some people, and the designer was with her as well, I think.
Wow.
And so, but yeah, I mean, because the train of her dress was so extravagant, it couldn't fit on in a normal vehicle.
If I were one of those, like I would have additional people that were part of my part of my outfit. Like that's the only way.
No
like those Christmas sweaters that have like they attach at the arms and everyone's like a different one. I would have like a whole group of people with me, and we're all wearing one giant outfit to the Met Gala.
Do you? Okay.
For
When you say that, you know what immediately comes to my head? Do you remember the 1980s version of Christmas Story? There was a movie, like a made-for-TV movie, and it still comes on, but it was like the 1980s, early 80s version, and the Christmas Story, and the one of the present were like the abundance and the like when the the ghost is showing him like excessive consumption and gluttony and things like that. Like that that angel or ghost or whatever is wearing this velvet robe, and he's like larger than life. He's like he looks like a Viking. He's like orange haired and whatever, and he's wearing this green velvet robe. Do you remember this at all?
Yes.
And then there's this one moment like to reveal to him the other side of gluttony and selfishness. He opens his robe and there's little like little orphan children starving that are like under his robe. Do you remember that? I have not seen that movie since 1982, and that image of multiple people being in your clothes with you, like that's what I thought of immediately, Jesse, and that terrifies me to this day. That there's little like
I was thinking more of like a wiener dog costume where like you have like 6 people behind you, like that, and like the last legs.
Like a donkey.
I mean, you could go with little orphans in your trench coat, or we could go wiener dog. But
I see now I can't unsee that with the Met Gala dresses. That there's probably little street children hiding under the big
There's probably
trains.
little street children involved in making some of that.
Ooh, hot take.
I'm just saying. If we're talking about fashion, if we're talking about high fashion, we're talking about people not getting paid a fair wage and working in bad situations. To be fair,
True.
Right?
Yeah, that's why
Andre.
my wiener dog costume was ethically made, and it cost me a small fortune.
Fair trade wiener dog outfits.
Yeah, by like artisan
exactly
tailors.
where it was made.
Yeah, I know. It was like a guy from like the Phantom Thread made that thing. It was like a true artisan, like Daniel Day-Lewis. Daniel Day-Lewis's character's hand sewing a giant wiener dog costume for me.
I've known Jesse a long time, and people ask me about him. I'm like, listen, the one thing you need to know about Jesse Carey, he is a stickler for his artisan hot dog outfits. Wiener dog outfits.
I believe
There's
it.
nothing
Made in the USA. He believes in it.
Yeah. There you go. All right, well, that'll do it for In Case You Missed It. Stay tuned. Up next, Steffany Gretzinger joins us.
Come and stay with us. It's such an easy flight. Cute new places keep on popping up around Clavius. It's all getting gentrified. The information action ratio is the place to go, and you will not recognize the old headquarters.
You're listening to Arctic Monkeys. The song is 4 out of 5. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard Bare Hands with Backseat Driver Spirit Guide.
Those guys are my friends.
Are they really?
Yep.
Oh, name drop.
Yep. Got to do it sometimes.
Well, this week's episode is brought to you by Blue Apron. When it comes to dinner, Blue Apron takes care of the planning and shopping. With fresh, pre-proportioned ingredients and chef-designed step-by-step recipes, Blue Apron lets you see what food can do and enjoy delicious meals like popcorn chicken with sweet chili cabbage slaw and cumin-spiced wonton noodles with vegetables and peanuts, all on the table in 30 minutes or less.
Sound fancy.
Choose from 12 new recipes, which are all designed by Blue Apron's in-house culinary team and change based on what's in season each week. Blue Apron sends only non-GMO ingredients and meat with no added hormones.
Yeah. So I was skeptical of the 30-minute thing, just because I know myself and I know how confusing I get around raw ingredients. Hey, that's legit. 30 minutes, and like I just like the best.
Whoa. Do you get confused around raw ingredients?
Yeah, I mean,
That totally makes sense.
Thankfully, they come in, with a very handy visual card, because I don't know what these exotic, vegetables are or herbs, but
What's
they
a
come
shallot?
with everything. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Why
exactly.
call it a shallot? It looks like an onion. Yeah.
But you should see. I just follow the pictures, and guess what? You have an artisan turkey burger that looks like it came from like the fanciest burger place in town, and it's fantastic. So if they can turn me into a chef for a night, they can literally do it for anyone.
You can check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals for free at blueapron.com/relevant. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. Steffany Gretzinger is a songwriter and worship leader known for her work with the Bethel Music Worship Collective. But her breakout new solo album called Blackout makes a creative turning point for the artist by combining pop sensibilities and EDM-inspired production with her deeply spiritual lyrics. It recently debuted at number 3 on the overall iTunes music charts. Good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We recently spoke with Steffany about the music, artists, and songs that have impacted her for the latest edition of our segment, The Songs That Changed My Life. Here is Steffany Gretzinger.
The first song that came to my mind was a song by Nicole Nordeman called River God. She is probably one of my favorite writers across the board in mainstream or in Christian music. And it's been played through all the seasons of my life since it came out. For years now, that's been an ongoing thing that I revisited. When I listen to River God, it kind of simplifies all of life for me. It makes me slow down. And I think the way the picture is painted, like that if we bring it all down to the most simple state, that I'm a tiny stone, in this giant river God, and that he's washing over me throughout my life to make me into this beautiful, smooth stone. I think it's simplified everything for me. It brings me back to center every time I listen to it.
Sometimes raging wild, sometimes swollen high. Never have I known this river dry.
The second one that came to my mind, I would have to say Obsession by Delirious, specifically from the Live in a Can album. It's really, really raw and organic, and they have all these like spontaneous, even like these prophetic moments that are weaved into the album, but they're sort of titled Taking It Wherever It Goes. And Obsession, I think, was such strong language to use, I think, at least where I was in church growing up. But it was so honest. It was so true. It's like, oh no, we really do obsess over these things. We were born to worship, and we're either worshiping God, we're either alive for him, or we're worshiping something, someone else, Like, we don't know how not to worship. We were designed for it. So I think we will always find something or someone to adore, to give ourselves to. And when I heard that song, I have so many memories of doing it in worship with friends, and seeing an entire room of teenagers like laid out on their faces, weeping before the Lord. And that was like so different from me. I grew up in Nazarene churches, and to see those things break out in that culture was just stunning to me. It changed my life. I've never forgotten it. It's never left me. And I visit it over and over again. The next song, the song that came to my mind was by Watermark, which I think Christy Nockels and her husband, they wrote a song called Mended. And it ended up being the song that I played in my wedding. All of my bridesmaids walked down the aisle. The lyrics are stunning. Talks about how he basically repairs everything that we've broken. You give us your best for what we thought was better is one of the lines. It's just stunning. It changed me forever. It transformed, I think, some of the harshness that I thought God had towards me. I think some of the, like false imagery that I picked up about who God was changed listening to this song. And I encountered the kindness of God in a new way, and it has marked me forever.
You've got all things suspended, all things connected. Nothing was forgotten, 'cause your love is perfect. You are a healer, and you know what's broken, and we're not a mystery to you.
Are you ready for this? John Mayer, the song Comfortable. One of my best guy friends in high school, I had two best guy friends, and one of them, his name is Brent Salyers, and he passed away 7 years ago. And when we were in high school, I know it sounds funny, but we were sort of like, we were literally best friends and inseparable for most of high school. But he did end up dating another really beautiful, he dated a beautiful, wonderful girl that I think I actually kind of hooked them up. But we kind of went back and forth for years. Like, I loved him so deeply as a friend, and he loved me so deeply as a friend, and we kind of just kept missing each other. And I think it sounds like your good old emo, like teenage girl drama piece, but at the end of it, he after he had dated this beautiful girl, later on he sent me this song. He sent me Comfortable, and me being, of course, the one that he just remembered, our friendship, this is comfortable to me, and we weren't as close after that for a bit because I was honoring their relationship, and he was, But it changed me forever, because I think maybe because he's gone now as well, and I often think about those songs that, when you listen to a song, you can almost smell it and taste it. That might sound weird to someone else, but when they mark seasons of your lives, or friendships, or relationships, and when it's a beautiful thing, there's something about it that will always be sweet to me.
Our love was comfortable and so broken in. She's perfect, so flawless, or so they say.
Sigur Rós, I would have to say, I didn't list a specific song, but if I had to pick, they had some, they have some really intense stuff, but probably like the Happy Pola album, that when things started to be so joyful, I think it just took the world by storm. Their music took the world by storm, because it wasn't just heavy. There was something happy about it. There was something that made your insides stand up, even though you didn't even know what they were saying. It was almost like, and when I went to actually research their lyrics to that song, I was like, this is crazy powerful. I think when it came out, I felt like this is a new wave of music, and it was like, oh, finally. It feels like joy is the inspiration for something, and not just sadness.
Oh, you're quite blown up.
That was Steffany Gretzinger. Stay tuned. Up next, your feedback.
regret this, it's written all over my face. I'm headed for the plane, and I want it all. Yes, I want it all. They say pride comes before a fall. Well, I can almost taste it. If only I could wait for it. If only I could wait for it. Bring me another name. Bring me another name that
You're listening to Westerman. The song is Edison. Okay, it is time for your feedback. Last week, we got talking about it's graduation season, and a lot of us have had to go through that, and a lot of us have
a lot of us have been forced to go through that.
That's true. And a lot of times something unusual has happened at these graduation ceremonies. Jesse, told the story of throwing one of those pointy hats at somebody and hitting an old lady. So
it was very unfortunate, and that you think it would fly more like a frisbee and not just dart down violently like a ninja star. But lesson learned.
Lesson learned. So we asked you, what is your best graduation ceremony story? You guys hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast, and you also posted your stories on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com. Here's a few of our favorites.
PC Walker, a regular contributor to these feedbacks. This guy has a story for everything.
He's lived a rich life.
He has. He was on staff at a small Christian liberal arts school, and he was in charge of the ushering at the graduation. So they didn't have enough seats, and they had to start putting people in the overflow area.
It's not going to go well.
Oh, it did not go well. Even though it was first come, first serves, people were all upset, and and people kept coming up to him. And one lady said, she looked at me right in the eye and very, very angrily said, "But my son is graduating in here today." PC Walker, without missing a beat, and said because of his former past as a nightclub bouncer, he said, lived a wild life. He said, "Ma'am, a lot of people's sons and daughters are graduating here today." Bam, roasted lady. Go sit in the overflow room.
Yeah, shows you showing up late.
Yeah, exactly. If you really cared about your son and his achievement, then you would have showed up on time.
Yeah. Emily Jordan has a great story that when she graduated from a small Christian college, and the guy who spoke at the senior banquet, he just recited the lyrics of "I Hope You Dance."
Wow.
He read the entire song in a monotone voice, and he didn't even cut the repeating lines. He said, "I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance." Can you imagine? Oh my gosh.
Jesse, who was your commencement speaker?
At high school?
At Oral Roberts University.
It was like a speech writer for George W. Bush, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
I had Creflo Dollar.
What? Did you really? Do you remember the topic of his speech?
The topic of the speech was, I'm sure, something about obtaining success and material things, but I don't know.
And airplanes. And he's like, and now, graduates, as you prepare to go out into the world, I leave you with this one thing. It's an offering basket for a new plane that you can bless me with.
We can have the ushers come forward.
Ushers come on forward.
Oh my goodness.
And the jet is a blessing. Do you believe God blesses? Because if you do, open up the wallet, kiddos.
God bless me with a jet. You're about to bless me with the gas money.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, you guys. On today's Wednesday. On Friday, I'm doing my first ever graduation speech at a high school where I'm the speaker. What do I do?
Did you go there? Did you go to the high school?
No.
Well,
First of all, congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, but I need some help. What do you remember from Creflo Dollar and from George W. speechwriter that I need to know?
I mean, I think you actually have good things to say. I mean, what are you thinking?
They're never going to remember me. They're never going to remember.
No, that's why. Hey, here's the thing. That's why you make them remember with the most insane speech possible. Look to the person to your right. Look to the person to your left.
Yeah.
Both of them will fail. And then let me begin. Let me begin with that. And then it's just berating people. You do a lot of crowd work. I think that goes over, especially with teenagers.
Do you remember look to your left or right? Do you remember at the office when the 3 interns were wrapping up, or they were kicking off their internship, and it was like 3 college kids, and there was 1 girl and 2 guys, and he said, look to your right and look to your left, and he said, one of you will be very successful in your career. One of you will barely eke out an income and nothing more. One of you will be a great mother.
I'll do that.
Yeah, you just need to keep them guessing, Annie. Like,
Savage.
I think that what you need to do to start off the right way is set the tone. Is you get up to the mic and clear your throat and go,
Okay.
and you just stare really long and silently for a long time, just making like they can tell it's real judgmental, and you go, it makes me sick, and then just pause for a while and don't ever tell them what's making you so angry, and then jump into your speech.
Okay.
Did you watch any of Chance the Rapper's speech at the University in New Orleans? I gave him a doctorate.
No, should I do that?
Yeah,
that should be my next move. Okay,
I think just basically give that speech.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just write it
There's
down.
apparently, I'm gonna butcher this, but there's apparently, I think it's maybe Winston Churchill. There's someone who literally got up and said, "Do not give up," and sat back down, and that was it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like
Which
the
is really,
Vince Lombardi. Yeah.
Oh, is that who it was?
Well, that
Listen
was
to
his
me.
favorite thing. Don't give up. Don't ever. No. I'm thinking of it was appropriated from Coach V.
Okay.
At his famous ESPYs award speech.
I was going to say that is a part of a Winston Churchill speech, but there's a little bit more to it.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. See, I told you, I warned you ahead of time that I wasn't doing it right.
That's still kind of gangster.
I think you should
though.
lead out with that anecdote at your commencement speech with the one you just gave. Give it the same way.
Okay.
Like, there was a speech once, I think. Who was it?
It's someone,
I don't know.
think
Listen, it was
Winston
somebody
Churchill.
that did something. I started looking out. I started Googling it, but I just kind of gave up on it. I kind of gave up
Whoever
on it.
they were, it was really.
Can I get a cup of water, please?
Is it hot in
Is
here?
that your
Is it
Annie
hot
F.
in here?
Downs voice that you just did right there, Cameron?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need you to work on that impression. That's not your best one.
and then just be like, is it hot in here? Something about don't give up. All right, tell you what, we're going to jump right to head to the offering.
Hey, once in high school,
Going
once in
straight
high
to the
school, I
offering.
dated Keanu Reeves, and he was really great.
That's the story I'll lead with as the people
Yeah,
I'm dating.
no. Here's what you need to say. I'd like to. I've been brought here this morning to talk to you graduates, and I want to tell you a message you will never forget and reshape something very important about how you think about life at this time. The career of Keanu Reeves is really underrated. If you look at IMDb, look at since Speed. A lot of people think he got a bad rap because he played Johnny Utah in Point Break, which is a cornball movie. But Speed really did something. And then the whole thing is making the case for Keanu Reeves for the entire speech.
But you don't apply it to life lessons or anything like that.
No.
It's
It's
literally
just making the case for Keanu
That's
Reeves.
right.
because nobody can argue with you. They have to listen.
Jesse
Right,
is
they have
onto
to- they're
something
gonna
at
listen
least
'cause they're
with an
interested.
inspiring anecdote, though, of someone that people would know. Like the whole Michael Jordan didn't give up, and great, because if he gave up, he wouldn't have made Space Jam, and I love Space Jam.
These kids are 18. Do they know what Space Jam is?
Okay, this one says at a graduation. This is from Mark. At his sister's high school graduation ceremony, the principal gave a speech, and it was just a lot of very weird advice on how to make others happier. Here's one of these advice that he gave that the family still references. If people ask how you're doing, just lie to people and say you're fine. Honesty
wow.
and authenticity don't matter.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like that high school principal has a lot of suppressed rage, like just waiting to blow up at any time.
Okay, Lissy Moffat, I'm going to honor her by reading this because this is awful. She was, I don't know what this is. She was awarded a student counseling bursary. I don't know what that means, but so to become the student body president, and the person presenting it to her was her best friend that she was also in love with. And so when she walks on stage, she went to hug him, but he went to shake her hand. And there was some weird hybrid, and the newspaper captured it. And that was what was on the cover of the paper. Was that picture of him? That's awful.
The awkward hug, non-hug with the guy that she secretly loves.
Yes. God,
Oh man,
her.
I love this one from Pierce Perry because I brought up wiener dogs earlier. Pierce graduated back in
Not wiener dogs, a wiener dog outfit that you wear with multiple people.
yeah, but in
Yeah,
tribute
Because
It is-
wiener dogs is a
is it?
traumatic issue in my life.
Well, in tribute-
wiener dog costumes is not.
Yeah, in tribute
Wait,
to wiener
what?
dogs.
There's a tragic wiener dog story in your past?
You have a sad wiener dog
Yeah,
story?
killed it. It savagely
Traumatic.
killed
It was
his rabbit, right?
Yeah, 8 years old. I had a pet rabbit, and I came home, and the neighbor's wiener dog came under the fence, and the rabbit cage was, on cinder blocks, foot off the ground, and the wiener dog had been pulling at it through the cage and skinned it alive. And I came home at 8 years old to fur and blood all over and my skinned alive rabbit alive and in shock in the cage still, because the wiener dog all day was trying to bite it and eat it through the cage.
The grizzly.
At 8 years old.
Oh my
God.
gosh.
And then I went out and became Grizzly Man.
Well, anyway.
It's true.
Cameron, that's unbelievable.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't know wiener dogs did that kind of stuff.
Wiener dogs are awful little creatures.
I'm surprised that you are not a superhero after that kind of origin story.
That's funny. Yeah. It was awful. Yeah, it was awful.
Cameron, did you go get your parents?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was a latchkey kid, so I was home alone for a couple hours, and then when my mom got
and you just
home,
had to leave your rabbit outside skinned?
I didn't know what to do. I did call. I ran inside and called my mom. I was panicked and freaking out, obviously, and then they came and took it to the vet, and I think they probably just threw it out the window on the side of the road on the way to the vet, but
It's living on a nice farm, and that night they ate a delicious stew with the meat that Cameron had never tasted
before. You're able to sew the skin back on, but it needs to go to a cooler climate than Florida.
Yeah.
So
Cameron, that is so sad. That is a sad story.
Well, either way, that's why this is so apropos. Pierce Perry's feedback. He graduated in 2011, and the speaker was just a pastor from some local church that he didn't know. And he started to bring up Oscar Mayer wieners for some reason that unbeknownst to them in the speech. And he ended the speech with this: "We are not wieners, we are winners."
No.
I'm taking that with me. I'm taking it with me.
Oh my goodness.
When after the superintendent came up, the speaker grabbed the mic again and said, "I now present you the class of 2001, even though it was the class of 2011. So, mistake anyone can make. So,
oh, that's awful. I kind of can't shake your wiener dog story, Cameron. Yeesh.
Yeah, it sticks with you for a while.
Do you ever wake up in the night screaming?
Do you remember anything from, I have a terrible memory. I think it's all the Diet Coke. I can't remember what we did 2 nights ago, okay? But I don't know if y'all remember your childhood. One of the most amazing things to me is like these authors and storytellers and even pastors who can tell stories with such detail. And, I vaguely would remember that the event happened, let alone be able to paint the picture and all that. I can't remember anything. I vividly remember walking into the backyard and what I saw, why is there fur on the ground?
Yeah.
Why is the fur red? And then looking up, I vividly remember every aspect, every part of that, what happened. It was awful.
Yeah. How could you forget
awful.
that? No.
Yeah.
And you probably should go to onsite or something.
I don't think it stuck with me and changed my psyche or anything or my mental health. I don't know.
It's like that. There was one line from
Annie's face is just
it reminds me of I love really dark humor, and I was watching a Modern Fam one time, which is not a show that's really known for dark humor, but it was one of the sickest and funniest lines where Phil's trying to explain. They had that whole arc where Cam was the clown, he would dress up as a clown, and Phil was terrified of clowns, and he's doing the confessional, he's sitting on the couch talking to the camera. He's like, I don't know, I've just always been afraid of them. I don't know what it has to do with. It might be that time I found a dead clown in the woods when I was a kid.
Okay, Annie, you want to onsite this thing? There actually is a deeper thing that happened. So the rabbit was brand new. We had just gotten it. It was a big deal. It was the first pet that I had that was mine and all this. And we had it on our screened back porch when we first got it in a little rabbit cage, but it was on the back porch. And my dad was like, no, we're going to keep it in the backyard. I'll put on cinder blocks and all this stuff. And I was like, no, but can we keep it in the back porch, and it'd be easier to play with and all that kind of stuff. No, we're going to keep it in the backyard. So we put him out there for the first night, and I went out there in the morning, and there was a little bit of blood on his ear, right? Just a little nip of blood on his ear. And I told my dad, something happened out there. The shelter isn't good enough, or something happened in the night. I think we need to put him back on the porch so he'd be safe. And he said no. And that afternoon is when I went home from school, and it had been eaten by the dog, because the dog had messed with him the night before too. I never trusted my dad ever again.
I hear that.
Shut up. You did. Wait, are you kidding?
He and I had a really rough relationship. We're good now.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
you're not kidding.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Like we had a rough relationship. Like I said to you, Dad, this is an issue.
Yeah.
And he rejected that my perspective mattered.
Yeah.
We're just going to do it this way.
Yeah.
And then the thing that I love died tragically.
Yeah.
And it's his fault. And I blamed him forever. For real, this is
Hey,
true.
Chandler-
We're okay
Chandler-
now.
I know.
Chandler,
I'm
do me
done
a- do
laughing.
me a
I
favor.
am not laughing. I'm just listening. I'm just being a friend here.
Chandler, we're not going to leave this. We're not going to leave this meatball dangling out there. Call up your dad right now.
But this scares. It doesn't scare me, but I think about that in the sense that my son's 8. I was 8 then.
I was going to ask you if about Cohen's age.
that you as a parent can do something innocuous, some throwaway comment, some small decision that could really impact your kid for a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That is around that age for
right,
sure.
where it starts
Yes,
like you're
yes.
forming the future person.
Yeah.
And these are like, you
Yeah.
watch Inside Out, like these are those core memories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, it's true. Like as a parent, that's so sobering that like, I need to care for his heart and hear him and like, lead him well. And again, my dad and I are fine, great now, but it really was years where I just like, I don't trust him. He doesn't listen to me. He doesn't know me. He doesn't know what matters to my heart. You know what I mean? it was a big deal, Annie. So you're talking about on-site, that stupid wiener dog.
Man, wiener dogs are the worst.
I knew it was a big deal. I could see it on your face. The theater of the minds. We can all see each other's faces. I could see on your face. It wasn't just the pet story. Here goes Jesse.
You're
Go,
making
Jesse.
me feel pretty upset about something that happened with me and Noah when his pet turtle. Sorry, I didn't know they're connected to their shells. I thought they could come out. So sue me. So sue me. It was horrific. It was horrific. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to
skip
talk
it out
about
like a
it.
scallop or like a,
We don't need to revisit, but we all make mistakes.
Cameron, you lived through the beginning of a horror movie. Like everything that you described, like even the premonition, like seeing the blood on the rabbit.
Something bad's happening.
That's the stuff.
Is the premonition.
That's the stuff that scary movies are made of. And so it made me think about like how you like, I don't like scary movies.
I know something bad's going to happen, and then it did.
And a lot of times those movies are made to make larger comments about society, like Get Out, like A Night of the Living Dead, all that kind of stuff. It's like when you said that, it just made me think of that. Like, man, like you already like. That whole scene that you described with the rabbit and all that kind of stuff, like that is a horror film.
Yeah.
Yes. But also, I think it's really generous of you to share the trueness of that story because so many people have those memories and think they didn't impact who they became, and they do.
Yeah,
they do.
And there's healing for that. I mean, I know that sounds silly and we don't ever talk about serious stuff, but not even like it going somewhere, but there's healing for that. And you've done the work of that. And
I'll tell you, it started, my dad and I had a terrible relationship from that moment until I went off to college. Honestly,
That's
this is the truth, and Chandler maybe will vouch for this. We're almost 12 years apart, 11 years apart. And I think at some point, my dad just kind of hit reset and like said, well, I'm gonna have a good relationship with Chandler. And I was more close with my mom. And like, so as I went off to college and stuff, my dad and I were totally disconnected. And it really honestly started
because he didn't trust you with the rabbit.
Yeah, not only that, but I mean, it started then, right? My dad reached out to me in college, and it was like, we need to make this right. And he asked for forgiveness, not because of the dog thing, but like really just looking back, really humbled himself and admitted mistakes in parenting with me and not knowing how to care for my heart, as a son. And he's like, and he told me, he's like, my one hope as a dad is that I get it right with Chandler and that you and I can be closer as adults than we were when you were a kid, But like, it's true. But like looking back, it wasn't just that, but there was a lot of things where I just didn't like him. I resented him. I just, whatever. And I was 8. And
all goes
I
back
was
to the
pleading
rabbit.
with him. I remember pleading with him to that thing that I love. Please, can we care for it and bring it on the porch? No. And then it was tragically murdered by a wiener dog.
You know the weirdest thing. You know the weirdest thing about that story. The wiener's dog name was Chandler. I don't know what it means. You can call Dr. Sigmund Freud to try to figure this one out. I don't know what it means. I'm not trying to assign meaning to it. I'm just noting it. I'm not saying it's a metaphor. I would not say that.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying it's weird that happened.
Hey, there's a lot more feedback where that stuff was about graduation ceremonies. If you want to remember what we were talking about, you can go check it out on last week's podcast episode page. Okay, it's time for this week's
editorial question of the week.
Okay, well, this is a little bit of a 180 from where we just were. I'm sitting there talking about this moment in my childhood with a pet that like actually really impacted me beyond just a pet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But all of us have those stories that things happen in our formative years that, kind of set the trajectory in some ways or form who you are in some ways. And again, I referenced Inside Out, those like core memory moments.
Yeah.
And so we all have stuff. Nobody's had a perfect life. We all have stuff that's wounded us. We want to know for this week's question of the week, a story from your early years or your early life of something maybe your parents did or somebody key in your life did that set you in a positive way, set you on the course of who you are now in a good way. Like one of those moments, one of those things that you look back and remember with vivid detail, this was the genesis of that thing, or this is when it all changed for me.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
When I was in second grade, I remember my second grade teacher.
Second grade, 8 years old, man.
Yeah, that's that time where like you take in a lot of
There's
messages.
something to that.
Hey, second grade is the first year I remember. Like, you know what I mean? Like I remember being like, I had thoughts. I remember my teacher. I remember like, I liked this shirt and I was embarrassed when I had to wear that. That kind of, that was 8 years old, man.
Yeah, well, they say that like your first 2 years, you can't tell the difference between yourself and a chair in the room. Like you have no self-consciousness whatsoever. You can't even reflect on yourself. I remember my second grade teacher, Mrs. Addy, told me that I was smart. And I remember to this day, when she said that, I sat back and said, I didn't know I was smart.
Wow.
And I genuinely think that I don't think I would have gone to college. I don't think I would have done any of that stuff.
Really? Andre, for real?
Honestly, I really don't
Are
think
you friends with her on Facebook? Wow. Is she still alive?
I haven't looked her up, but I remember that day, and I remember like, because before then I used to just sit in class and draw lions and dragons and just like, but when she said that, I remember being surprised, and I remember like to this day, I think that if she'd never said that to me, I would have never applied myself in school.
Do you know what, Andre? I used to teach elementary school. And I did a Mother's Day post about what it's like, about how to thank families who invite you in. And one of my fifth graders from 12 years ago said, I know you've never been a mom, but you were a mom to me.
Oh.
And she was like, I don't think you knew what was going on in my house. I don't think you knew what my life was like, but you were always a mom to me. And so I think you should find that teacher and tell her.
I'm going to see if I can find her on Facebook.
I had a teacher in high school that changed me, and she's not doing well health-wise right now. And I was able to send her a message to tell her how she impacted my life. It was small Christian school, and there was a elective class or journalism, and she was the teacher. She was also my English teacher, and she told me during that class, I was like sophomore. She's like, you're good at this. You can do this. And I was, I came from a media family. Mm-hmm. And so like, I didn't want to follow in their footsteps or anything like that. And it was expected of me, but she's like, you've got this. You have a voice in this, you're good at this.
Wow.
And it really gave me the boost to go, okay, I actually think I want to figure out how to find my lane in this and do this with my career.
That's so awesome.
She literally like spoke it like, you need to do this, know?
Yeah.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Jesse, anybody help impact you in a good way?
Well, I mean, speaking of like high school teachers, I remember teacher Mrs. Mowry, and we did these, it starts off kind of goofy, but like we did these field trips, where you get to go out of town to like, go to like Washington DC or somewhere cool for like a week with your classmates. And one year me and my friends went on one, we got in trouble for just being goofballs in the hotel. And so the next year we weren't allowed to go on one of these like extended field trips. So I had to stay behind and do the local history trip, which basically you just had to show up to school every day and go to like a local museum that was super lame that you've been going to ever since you're in elementary school as like a punishment, so I had to go to local history. And the end of it, so the end of it, you have to write like a long paper about, everything you learned. It's one thing if you're going out of town for like a week with all your buddies and you're like, oh, I'll totally write a paper to go spend a week out of town. But when you're showing up at school every day and just going to like, a place to watch them reenact loading a musket, it's totally different. So I wrote the paper, I wrote it as if every day of the trip blew my mind more than any other day of my life. And I wrote it as like a total joke. And I was like, and I wrote it as like flowery and as over the top as I could, just because like this is the only way I'm going to get through this paper, and like I was talking about being transported through time,
You're a junior in high school?
I was sophomore, junior, and I thought I was getting in trouble for it because I just didn't really care. But Miss Mallory, after, I swear this is true, and it really did alter the way I thought about things. She said she laughed the whole time she read it, and she was like, "I think you could do this. I think you could write professionally and be funny if you really wanted to do it."
Oh wow!
Like even though it was like a punishment that I was doing it. And I was kind of doing it to be smart aleck. She actually was like, no, you should actually think about, and I mean, here I am. So, I mean,
you figure out a way to get paid to be a smart aleck.
Exactly. And I never thought, like I said, I never really put it in that context before, but it was formative. I still remember it. And I don't remember a lot of like that type of encouragement from teachers. So yeah.
I can't wait to read people's stories.
Yeah. It's going to be touching. I ruined it.
No, you didn't. It's going to be great.
It's my Enneagram 4-ness thing.
Yeah, your 4-ness changes us. That is for sure.
Hey, hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcasts, or you can write your longer stories on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com, and we will read our favorites on next Wednesday's episode. That's going to be good. We've all had those moments. We've all had something that nudged us that maybe hurt and we still carry with us, and then we've had things that nudged us that really positively impacted us.
That's right.
People and different events.
I think it's so cool seeing that trajectory when you look back at it too. Like you trace it to that moment, you're like, oh wow, like this has been a part of my life for a long time.
Yeah.
I know that both of y'all hung on to stuff your teacher said, and it really shaped your career and made you believe something. That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
For all three of y'all.
It was one of those things that, like, I mean, your dad wants you to follow in his footsteps. And so like my dad was like, I had a part-time job at their office and just, it's always around it and like grooming to get into the industry. And it's just like, I don't know if I was good or if I was just supposed to do it.
Word.
And she didn't know him. She didn't know any of that. She's just like, you're good at this. You need to do this, Yeah. It's a big deal
That's a huge deal.
Somebody who's trying to figure out what to do with their life. Well, hit us up. There you go. Well, many thanks to this week's sponsor for making the episode possible. Remember, you can check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals for free at blueapron.com/relevant. Also, thanks to Steffany Gretzinger for joining us. Her new album, Blackout, is out now. And if you listen at 11 a.m. every morning, you can sync up with Annie, because that's what Annie F. Downs does.
That's right. Start with the truth-telling song. That one is mess you up.
Well, the new issue of Relevant is out now. You can check it out online and subscribe as well. There's a good deal going on at relevantmagazine.com. Go check it out. The new issues featuring Aubrey Plaza on the cover. Speaking of Parks and Rec earlier. She is leading a conversation about mental health with her new role. And we talked to her. Charlemagne the God is in the issue. Beth Moore is in the issue. It is packed. It's a good one. Go check it out at relevantmagazine.com. And on that note, we will wrap up our Wednesday episode. On Friday, Eddie will be back, so make sure to tune in. Eddie's back, and also Ira Glass joins us on Friday's episode of the Relevant Podcast.
2 of Jesse's very best friends.
That's true.
Just three of us buds. Just
3 musketeers back together again.
Hanging. Just professionals in the industry out on an equal level. Colleagues. I call them colleagues.
Peers. Friends, that's exactly right.
Friends, brothers, colleagues is what I call us.
On
could not be closer.
I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Andre Henry.
I'm Chandler Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Annie F. Downs.
We'll see you on Friday.
Thank you for listening to the Relevant Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Check out other shows from the Relevant Podcast Network in the podcast section at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, browse exclusive podcast merchandise at our online store. Make sure to subscribe to Relevant Magazine. Info is available at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
The career of Keanu Reeves is really underrated.
Relevant Podcast Network.